Hey, gang. Got to fix one thing here. All right. 99.1 WDJY, KSHP, Las Vegas. Tan Talk should be here somewhere. They're there. All right. I was sitting here getting ready, and I'm like, Tan Talk ain't here yet. One of the ways they connect is through Restream, and I usually see them, but there they are. We're good. It's Friday, first live show back from the Christmas break. And let's do this. There we go. Now you can see me. Not you like you really want to, but that's a little high. Let's come down with the camera. 888 Yergs. Call and let me know if you plan on visiting the state of Greenland. Hey, Ed. Welcome. Merry Christmas. Belated. Happy early New Year. Be joining Tan Talk in a second. But yeah, this is what the unity that his administration is going to be about. Annexing the entire world for no reason. We're paying high prices to get through the Panama Canal. We can't unload anything once we get it here. So who cares what we pay to get it here? It sits here anyway. But yeah, so Panama, we're going to get that back. Greenland, for whatever reason, I guess maybe that's where we're going to launch other drones from. Canada's going to be the 51st state. I always say that to my hockey buddies, but it's a goof. You know, we just say it to be funny. They laugh because they see what a poo-poo sandwich sometimes the United States is, and they figure they'd fit right in. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. This is the unity that he's talking about for day one. And the other thing I saw over the week was that day one is going to be shock and awe. Shock and awe, like you're adding Greenland. That's shocking that you think this is a serious accomplishment for your administration. Ed, how are we looking for WTAN? Ready to join? I'm ready to get going. Let's see what they're sounding like. Oh, maybe we're there. Maybe the 90 seconds is up. WTAN, WDCF. Welcome to Up the Middle. It's Friday. 99.1 WDJY in Atlanta. KSHP Las Vegas. Coming soon. I don't know exactly when this is going to happen, but coming soon, Chicago. That might be delayed. Yeah, it just might be delayed. I might not have a choice. And I say that because when you self-syndicate, you're the executive producer. You're the one paying for it. And I'm in Hudson, Florida. I tell people I'm in Tampa because that's the easiest place to find on a map. But I'm in Hudson, Florida. Let me adjust my camera here for those on video. That torn apart wall in the background, that's what my entire house looks like. And it's because I'm recovering from a hurricane, the flooding of one of the hurricanes of this past season. And that's got to come first. So that being said, we are now accelerating the ad sales for the show because we've learned the geofencing feature that one of our suppliers gives us, meaning that if you're here in whatever market you're listening in and you believe in what we're doing by telling the truth in politics from both sides, hence the name Up the Middle, advertise with us. Why would you want to do that? Well, because You've got plenty of opportunity. We recognize that we're the new guys. We're the new kids on the block to rekindle a name from my childhood. And so the prices aren't going to be that stupid. I mean, even for the national to be on, like if I were to do your commercial right here, right now, live, like I need to do in a minute, it's not going to cost you that much. And we are now pushing six figures with our listenership. And for a show like this, that's not bad. We just talked to the third station in London. And we already have the UG.media. The UG, as in like the underground, .media, not .com, not .org, not .net, .media. And when you go to that website every Friday at this time, click on the XL channel. And that's where we're at there. But there's other channels that would be interested in picking us up either other days of the week or same day. What we're trying to do is we bring on new networks, and K-Shop is the one that's going to be expanded further next for obvious reasons. They're not every day yet. We're trying to add stations that cover us all 5 days, all 7 hours a week. I know K-Shop can't do that because in their 9 o'clock hour, they've already got a show on Fridays. We start there at 8 a.m. But we're also now going to be on this coming New Year's Day for the first time on a Wednesday. I just realized I forgot to set another timer. On a Wednesday, which is translating Trump. Up the middle, translating Trump with Philip Blackett. Always good to have a show like that in a swing state like Nevada or Atlanta. Always good to have a show like that in a swing region like the Tampa Bay and Nature Coast, where there's a mix, and the Central Corridor moving out towards Orlando. And, of course, today's show, Friday Fights. I'm just wondering where the guys are, actually. But, yeah, it's let's do it. Restream is how we get to, I was saying that's how WTAN, the Tan Talk Network, picks us up, WTAN and WDCF. Restream, if you go to our affiliates page on yergs.com, which is actually down right now. I got to translate all this to my page on Facebook. But Restream.io is how we stream the video and even some of the sound, some of the audio. You can get a $10 credit if you sign up with them now. So whatever package you get, you're going to get $10 off of it. Go to Restream.io and actually, no, go to our link, which I know is going to be a mile long. I know it's going to be huge. I'm going to try to open. There we go. And yeah, but is that ours? Yeah, I got to test that one. But Constant Contact does the same thing. They if you sign up using ours, you can, let me open that one too. Sign up using ours and you can get 30% off. The 40% off, I think, has gone away. But you can still use, yep, I'm looking at that right now. I'll put this in the chat. And I'll put it on, let me see. I set this up so that you can see it that way. There we go. I'll put it on my Facebook page. And Can't see because of the overlay. Get rid of the American flag background. There we go. Ross Yergzierger is my Facebook page. Go there, and I'll make sure all the affiliates are on that. Into the chat goes this, though, for those of you watching that way. That is the Constant Contact link. You get 30% off if you join through us. I mean, that's crazy. I wish I could get the 30% off. So Greenland is what this guy wants. He wants Panama back. He wants the Panama Canal back. And I forget, president, prime minister, whoever of Panama said, get bent, essentially. And, I mean, seriously, come on, rightfully so. When it took 80 years for them to get their land back after we built the canal there and promised that they would get it back. They didn't get it back till like 1985 or 87, something like that. And it was Jimmy Carter in the 70s who began that process. So, there's that. But yeah, finally, we got it back. Panama's got it back. And now, 40 years later, Donnie wants to take it from them because they're making money with it. That's the problem. And we get things from the Atlantic to the Pacific, from our East Coast to our West Coast. We can't unload it anyway because we got to have humans do it. Do you realize how much AI and robotics is used globally in shipyards? And Blake brought this up a couple of weeks ago. I don't know, speaking of which, I have no idea where he's at. They both said they were going to be here today. I mean, I told them I'd be fine by myself. Now I'm feeling kind of lonely, but they said they were going to be here. I am getting all kinds of pop-ups on like everything. Up the middle. I'm looking for the chat that we have on Facebook. Now they're going to feel bad. But Blake said this a couple of weeks ago that we were talking about the potential strike that was going to happen. That I think that almost did happen. That countries around the globe don't have that problem with the backup, the backlog that we create, because so much like the longshoremen and so on mandate a certain amount of human positions as opposed to those that can be done by robotics and artificial intelligence. Then when those guys go on strike, stuff stops. Or when they go on break, stuff stops. Or when they just stop, stuff stops. And I get the purpose of unions. There are plenty of times in my Secret Service career I wish I had one. But my dad, when I was a boy, worked at BF Goodrich. And he said flat out, oh, now I feel bad. Running late like always. No. And he said flat out, the union and their ridiculous demands cost him his job. And so, yeah, we're worried about getting control of the Panama Canal. For what? So limes from Mexico can spoil in Los Angeles Bay, Los Angeles Harbor, or the San Francisco Bay, because nobody's going to unload it. And yeah, it's the shock and awe that this guy promised. This is the shock. That this is what he's got on day one. After having miraculously survived the stupid comment that he made in the debate with regards to healthcare. Remember that one? We have a concept of a plan. You said that out loud, and you still got elected. Maybe now would be a good time to actually have a plan ready. Start talking about that. But no, Mr. Unity is still bringing on divisiveness and hate. And First Lady Musk is right there behind him. In fact, that's really who the king is. Donnie's just the court jester. For those of you joining on Chatter, shout out to everybody on that brand new application. Less than a year old, doing really well, and about to launch version 2 next month. But for those of you joining on Chatter, that's the icon for today, the album cover. They don't have thumbnails. They use the square look. The album cover looked like a podcast. But there's King Elon with Court Jester Donnie. And I'll have to send that to myself so I can put it up on the rest of the screen. But I just don't get it. I just don't see where there's an attraction still. Now, I get 8 years ago, he and Melania, the current wife, number 3, out there properly representing family values as wife number 3, as they float down that golden escalator, because that wasn't gaudy at all. And that accurately represents all kinds of Americans, because we all have golden escalators in our house. That's 100 stories tall. I wanted to put 3 here. My brothers laughed at me. That's something else we'll talk about. Speaking of unity, I wanted to put 3 in phases, and I got laughed at. Some goober that's always had a silver spoon in his mouth claims to be in touch with the people. That's cool. Explain that to me. Make that make sense, as the kids say today. But yeah, I just, yeah, anyway. So we've started, today's the freebie show, or at least it's supposed to be. I'll have to go to a commercial so I can actually spy on them and see if they actually get up today. Yep, there they are. I actually got an email back. He's up early, 20 after 7 his time. Shout out to Mark Hayes, the GM at K-Shop, KSHP in Vegas. Yep. Today, there was so many kinks that we had to work out during our fall trial period. He's like, dude, I'm going to throw you a couple free episodes before we actually get started in the next, which is Wednesday, actually. I mean, we used the date of Friday because that's when this show was, but they couldn't, our new contract with K-Shop is for 2 hours instead of one. And we were going to do both hours on Friday. Well, they can't do that because the hour at 9 o'clock for them, our 12 o'clock hour, they have another show and they're not giving that spot up yet. So we said, okay, let's do our second hour of the week on Wednesday. And after we did that with the dates, meaning that we started our first week with them on Friday the 3rd, I went back and I did the math of what we actually paid for, and we did full weeks starting Friday the 3rd. So that's another week where we get 2 hours. Well, we can't do that on Friday, like I just said. So I'm hoping he realizes that. And I think he actually asked me that in one of our other emails. I'm talking to so many people right now. Oh, but we should be starting there Wednesday the 1st with Translating Trump. And that'll be just me because Philip will be off, but I will still be here. Looking forward to it, actually. And bringing K-Shop in to the team, or keeping them here, really, because we've been with them past couple of days, weeks. Past couple of days as in, the episodes that we had that really cover past couple of weeks. And yeah, they've been cool. I sent them promos late last night. So hopefully that's actually what I was going to talk about now. See what you guys think of this. Let's see this. Overlays, videos. So here's for Wednesday. Translating Trump. Hey gang, it's Yergs. Every Wednesday at Up the Middle, we add co-host Philip Blackett, a Harvard-educated and frequently published author who happens to be a Trump supporter. Join us as he translates Trump during Wednesday's Up the Middle, Politics for the Rest of Us. Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific on KS. Well, that was weird. There was no sound on that. Friday Fights. Hey gang, it's Yergs. Every Friday at Up the Middle, we add co-host Matt Deemer, a Democrat from Ohio, and there's no sound on those. What the hell? I mean, is this system not working? Let me play one of the other videos that I know has sound to it.
The average radio listener listens for 18 minutes. Mm-hmm. The average
Yergs
fan listens for, are you ready for this? An hour and 20 minutes.
How can that be?
Answer most commonly given, I want to...
I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. That's not on. Oh, Jesus. So I have to use different browsers for different things. And this browser is not on that soundboard, which is why nothing came across. My mic is, but now I'm wondering, I think that's probably why we never heard Tan talk. And Ken's checking in. You heard the ad. You heard for K-Shop, KSHP radio? Let me know back in the chat for me, buddy. I appreciate that. I don't understand why you can hear that. And I'm not seeing any, frantic messages from Tan Talk either saying, hey, we can't hear you. Or we didn't hear it or whatever. But yeah, you heard the ad. All right. Yeah. So it's going out. I just can't hear it because it's not on this board. Oh, God. All the different things all the different fires that, this is kind of like a Band-Aid over a bullet wound. And what was the other one? Discord. I couldn't open Discord today. That's one of our destinations that I just open it on my desktop. And that's one of our destinations that we broadcast to. That didn't go out. That I couldn't. It wouldn't open. It did open, and it was on. I have 4 monitors here in front of me, and it was in the top monitor, up in like the top edge of it, and I couldn't get the top of the border to move it, to reposition it. So I closed it, and then when I tried to open it up again, it wouldn't open. So we're still on. Let's see, we're still on Chatter. We're still on all the destinations from Restream. And we're still on 4 different other radio stations through the internet, plus our terrestrial partners. So it's happening. But yeah, it's also a mess. But so Donnie, yeah, I don't get the allure or the appeal. Let's see what else is. I'm kind of doing what's the guy's name from Twitch? He does a show. He's just kind of very casual. That's what I'm doing today. Coming back out of the okay, so in Donald Trump news, we'll talk about this and watching Wokies. Democratic strategist calls for a new generation of leaders as party plots, and it ran out. Let's see what this says here. This is from The Guardian. As party plots, could have worded that better, response to Trump's victory. What's going on, man?
It is. Good. You have Merry Happy Christmas.
Oh, I can't hear you. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, man. Why?
Hey, if you can hear me,
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Why?
And I think it's my system. Because I'm not seeing it on. I'm not seeing it on my soundboard. Settings.
Here we are. Hello. Oh, it looks like Ken hears me. All right, we have dead air. Here we are, dead air. Yergs can't multitask, bad multitasker. And apparently everybody can hear me besides Yergs. So it's interesting that I'm having a radio show and the host of the radio show can't even hear. All right, looks like I'm in the show. Is Yergs even here? Ken, I'm going to need your help because I have no clue what's going on. Oh, so yours is not in the show. Okay, so that's great. So yours is in here. There's dead air, and now here I am talking nothing. Just this is a lot of pressure for somebody who's just joining in to say hi and Merry Christmas. It's a lot of pressure. All right, so Ken, where do you listen to this? You listen to this on the radio? You listen to on the stream? Carry it. All right, thank you WTAN. Thank you, WTAN. So we do not have dead space. Look, I don't know what yours is talking about today, but what I can tell you, looks like he froze, but you're here. Great. Thanks, Ken. I don't know what we're talking about today, but yours put on the docket that we're going to be talking about some Greenland or Panama and Canada. And apparently Trump has been talking about that we are going to, or he is making jokes that he is going to turn Canada into the 51st state and also purchase Greenland and Panama. Iceland has made a statement saying, hey, you know what? We're not going to allow that to happen. Why don't we just purchase the United States? And we, with some proper education and some proper government administration, we're going to turn you into a proper country. This is what Iceland said. Shots fired.